Hi there, I'm Allie Elliott. Hi, I'm Allie Elliott. Welcome to the stream today, an unusual Thursday stream, and I'm actually on time because I posted about a time, and I don't usually do that, so there was a real goal there to meet. Tuesday, PPA, which if you're not familiar, it's Professional Photographers of America, announced some major changes to the International Photographic Competition, which is like, hey, oh, thank you. You're so sweet. So glad to have you. So major changes. This is a competition that I've entered for, it seems like a really long time. And then when I look at the actual years, it hasn't been that long, but, thank you. I went no fake hair today, just so it's short. But this was the competition that allowed me to earn my master's degree. It played a role in me earning my craftsman degree, and now I've earned my master artist degree as well. And they've made huge changes where the degrees are actually separate. They're a part of the merit image review system. And then the competition changes I'm so excited about. I'm so thrilled about. And I'm going to talk about this. I need to edit while I'm talking, so I'm going to get distracted a ton. But I'm really excited about them. And then the amount of pushback that I saw PPA receiving just blew my mind. And I know, like, it tends to be online, especially, that the complaints, you hear the complaints more, that people who are upset about something are more likely to say it than people who are really excited. So I just wanted to get a conversation going if anybody is on here that does not like the changes. Now, I do see some issues with it. Some of the category things I think they'll probably figure out, but PPA, more than any other professional organization that I'm involved in, has their finger to the pulse of what's going on within our industry, and are moving in a way that is going to help our industry rise the tide. And some of the arguments that I've seen against it are a little questionable, because it's a competition. It's supposed to be a competition. So what that means to different people, I guess it just depends what you're looking to get after it. But there are people now that are the, like, you lost me people. Okay. Maybe they will. Maybe they will lose some people. Maybe they will gain more. I have to think they'll gain more. I see a whole lot of similarities now between IPC and the Portrait Masters competition, which has been wildly successful. And I got in on the ground floor of Portrait Masters the first year that they had a competition. I put in one image on a whim, and it came in 7th, and it earned a silver. So I was like, oh, sweet, this competition matches perfectly. Then I didn't place for a couple years after that. I thought I had it figured out. But it's been a very consistent competition. I believe, I could be wrong, that Portrait Masters, which is owned by the same company as WPPI has done away with their competition. And I believe that is a for-profit organization. PPA is a non-profit organization. However, nonprofits have to earn money. They have to make money to be able to have benefits. I'll never get the argument like, oh, it's a money grab. Yes, it's a money grab. It should be a money grab because I like those perks that they offer us. So make that money. Get your dollars. Just like we as businesses have to be okay making a living. We have to be okay with that, pricing ourselves in a way that we can earn a living. I could go on a little rant there, but I did do some. My beautiful composite is up here. If you are a PPA judge, please look away and just listen or put it all on chat, so that this image does not get disqualified. Okay. So I'm kind of overwhelmed with where to start because I was real hesitant when I heard that there were going to be these big changes and everything was going to be different. I'm not a person that likes change. I'm not a person that welcomes it, especially when it's something I put a lot of years into and I've worked really hard to understand and feel like I get the system. And then to have it all kind of turned on its side, I was not on board for that. However, when they started listing how it was going to be different, you guys, I'm so excited. Trophies and money. And it's going to be more of a live event. It's like the Super Bowl of photography. It's the Academy Awards of photography. It's exciting. If you don't like the pressure of competition and being up against another photographer, don't enter competitions. That was a sentiment that I saw repeated, was that before it was a competition, it was me against myself from yesterday. That's poetic, okay? But that's not what a competition is. That's growth. That's personal growth. That's like going out for a run and wanting to improve your health and improve your times, and it's you against you. Okay, that's great. That has a place. That is not the same thing as entering a race and running against the people next to you. Totally different thing. So I don't think you can really compare the scenarios of it used to be me versus me, and now it was always you versus them. There was only one Grand Imaging Award winner. There was only, 10 top 10s in each category. So that really hasn't changed. Maybe the mindset looking at it has changed, but the actual competition part hasn't. So let me, so I bought curtains. As you can tell, it might be a little darker behind me, and I really, really, really love how dark it is. But you can't really see that. So bear with me through the gross part of this composite. This is the part where you're cutting and pasting, and you're setting up the composition, and you're seeing what the color patterns are going to look like, that kind of thing. This is not the pretty part. The pretty part comes at the very end, and it's very satisfying, and we're not there yet. We're not close yet. So just bear with me. I'm just going to go ahead and open let's see. I'm just going to open all of the curtains so I can see them in Photoshop rather than scroll through like I normally do. So I may not have all of this information exactly perfect because it just came out. I took notes during the announcements, and I was watching the questions in the chat, and they said more information would be forthcoming. First things first is that one of the questions was, could you enter stuff that had been entered in IPC before? And the answer was no. But my question is, why would you want to do that? That's not an improvement. What happened to me versus me? Anyway, you can't enter anything that's been entered in the past that has earned a merit, or in the past. It's not earning merits anymore, but our vocabulary for it will have to change too. But the first thing that I want to say is the date. We've got a little more time. July 11th. Entries open July 11th. And I don't know that they mentioned when it closed, but judging is in September. So we've got a long time to get ready. And another big change is that it's no longer cases. So before, it was your case, photographic open, your case was 4 images. And your master artist case, 4 images. You could not enter more than the 4 for the case. You could enter less if you wanted. I never did that. I would throw something in there just in case. Pun. But that's different. And that was the first thing that I was like, it's no check of approval there. Because that was one of the things that I loved about PPA's competition, was that you had to hone your, okay, there were a lot more curtain pictures than I anticipated. I want these bigger. I think we're going to end up with an 8x10 crop, which I never do. I don't like that one. And we can adjust this perspective better too. So my initial reaction with being able to enter as many as you want was that it was negative, because with Portrait Masters you can enter as many as you want, and then I always felt like they weren't getting my best necessarily, because I'll just throw this one in, I'll just throw this one in. I didn't give it the same process that I did when I just had a few that I could enter. However, now I didn't hear them say this, I don't know how I missed it, but in the chat and in discussions afterwards, it's $49 per image to enter, which is, it's steep. Before, your case of 4 images was $99. So you can enter 2 basically for the price of 4 prior. That will be the barrier to just throwing a bunch in there. Portrait Masters is like 20 or 25. It's a different price point that'll keep me from entering like 10. And some people in Portrait Masters enter a ton, thousands and thousands of dollars. And I know that by them posting their entries afterwards. It's just cool, whatever. But that would be like the barrier for me to entering just whatever. It's a high enough price point that it's going to make me pause and make sure I'm entering the exact perfect image. Another thing that's going to promote that is that only one of your images for each category will advance. And I'm really excited about that, because that means for top 32, every single category will have 32 different artists earning an honor. And in different competitions, there are different levels of frustration with seeing kind of the same name over and over and over again. And I see both sides to that, because on one hand, that artist has earned the accolades and created the works to receive it. And then there are other times where it just kind of feels like that artist connected with that judge more, not so much in PPA. I didn't see that happening too much, but in other competitions, if you pay attention, you might have noticed very same names coming up 4 or 5 times in a top 10. I think there's probably room to take a look at that and make sure that things are moving in an appropriate pattern. But 32 artists per each category. They where's my phone? It's missing. I don't know what I did with it. Anyway, I screenshotted, or I didn't screenshot, I took a picture of the screen. Old school. When the categories were up there, because it wasn't in the meeting. It was another thing within the discussions afterwards. And the categories are one of the things I think they're probably going to refine as time moves on. I know that restoration, it doesn't appear to have a place anymore. And I think that would be really detrimental to the industry as a whole, because that's such a valuable, our industry is built on the legacy of photos and what that means for families and historic documents. And to lose that I think that would be terrible, because there are so few ways to, this is very similar to the one I just, promote that skill. And it's so important. So I think they'll probably address that. That's probably going to be in the forthcoming information down the road. So I'll try to be patient there. So I'll explain what I'm doing with these curtains in a little bit. But right now I'm just getting the bits and pieces. So there was another one. Zoo animals was a major concern among discussions afterwards. They didn't fit into wildlife, because they are, I would assume that they would fall into the pet domestic, but that seems a little, that doesn't seem like it fits well either, because the styles. And another one that stood out to me is newborn and maternity are in the same category, which, I mean, I get that in that you can't have one without the other. But the styles, the posing, the lighting, it's going to be so different between those two categories. It's kind of apples and oranges. So we'll see how that all plays out. Those were really the only negatives. Big thing is, okay. So there are 16 categories, and there are 32 top entries. That's what's determined in September. And I don't know that they said if you can watch it or not. Like you previously could, because I hope so, because I love that stuff. There are other competitions. If they don't have it, there are other competitions, PPA affiliated, that do that stuff. I took a lot of the same picture here. So I don't know that was addressed. It was a lot of information to take in and kind of try to wrap your brain around before they were on to the next thing. So the top 32 different artists in every single category will move on to live judging at Imaging USA in January. And they said they were anticipating, 1,000 or 2,000 people in the room and cheering. And I don't know if they're going to have security. I don't know what the dress code is. We're going mosh pit, Black Friday shopping, like ready to throw some elbows. Or, if it's going to be a refined event like Grand Imaging Awards. So that I think is really cool if you're a person that planned on going to imaging anyway. If you're a person that was going to imaging based on whether or not you might win something, then that might throw a wrench in your plans. But you'd at least know if you were top 32, I think. So if there's a question, just go to imaging. You learn tons. You go to the trade show. I mean, it's an everybody wins scenario. And this actually would be a good time to say that I'm not employed by PPA. I don't work for PPA, which is redundant, but I have been a member for many years, 10 plus years, and I have benefited tremendously from the organization as a whole and specifically from the competition. So I am a loud cheerleader, but I am in no way affiliated other than being a member and being a member who teaches at their guilds and stuff, which is separate from, And they are welcoming the information back. Somebody said yesterday, I've never received a questionnaire. Yes, you have. You absolutely, if you're a member, you have. I see them all the time. Fill them out. If you want to be opinionated about it, let your voice down, but don't wait until it's all done and then complain about it. Because that's just clouding the excitement for the people that are excited about it. Okay. Then, from the live judging, now I'm not sure. Okay, so all the 32 receive a pen, and I believe it's a bronze. So you make the top 32 in your category. You are a, hey, low bass! I believe you might be interested in the big IPC competition now. I believe it. I think you might, because the winner of the overall Grand Imaging Award, actually, I don't know if they're calling it that anymore. I assume they're calling it that. But the big winner receives $10,000, and the winner of each category, the top number one in each of the 16 categories, receives $1,000 and is a diamond pen and a trophy. You know, I love a trophy. There's a solid chance I will never see any of that stuff. But that's okay, because that's a goal. That's what I'm going to strive for. I'm so excited about this. Yes. And it's not, one thing I saw was it's not 12 elements anymore. It's 4. And I saw what they were, and I didn't pay that much attention because I feel like we got till July. But I thought of my Twitch people, because somebody specifically noted where should macro and bugs and reptiles, what category should they be in? So that's part of the discussion. And I thought of you guys because I don't know the answer to that. Just put a kid in there. And that is one negative that that I can think of, because I've run into this in Portrait Masters, where you have an image that could fit comfortably into several different categories. And then where do you go with it? And I asked that question, and the general, this is not PPA answering, but the general consensus was you just put it wherever has images that you want to compete against. And with Portrait Masters, I've always tried to predict. I'm in here, kitty. Do you hear my cat? I've always tried to predict which category would have the least amount of entries. That's it. And Low Bass and we're on the same level. And sometimes it's hard to predict. Or I'll go back and look at the winners from last year, and whichever one I feel like is a weaker category, based on scores, then maybe that's the one but it turns out I feel like everybody does that. So then the category before that had far fewer entries ends up with a lot more, because everybody's doing the same thing I'm doing. Okay, so those are the big ones. Cash, prizes, trophies. Top 32 are 32 different artists. And I think that's really going to open up possibilities for people. And we're going to be forced to really refine which ones are our best, our strongest. And I'm pumped. I'm so excited. And speaking of the fair, okay, Low Bass entering 2 different divisions at the fair. What are they? And while you're writing that in, I will be judging the Indiana State Fair photography competition in July. Yay! I'm excited. That'll be fun. It's a courtesy to the fair people, okay? What are the divisions? Okay. And I have managed to do nothing. It's okay. More divisions I sweep, fewer they have to write. So is it just top prize? Olaf, hey, how's it going? Okay, I need to make a decision here as to whether or not I'm gonna have this extend past her, I think. Do I want that? I don't know. No, I don't. Yes, I do. I can't decide. So I am so excited. I'm so excited. And I really, another thing that I'm very excited about, some people are upset about this, which I get, but not me, because no longer can you add an element that you didn't photograph. So before you could buy stock images of specific whatever, they took that into account because it was in your guide image, but that is no more. And I'm thrilled with that because I always just find what I need and photograph it. So that was a big deal. I think that is a huge step forward in the photography community. Not real specific categories. 10,000 portraits and 10,000. Yeah, just to do something a little bit different. Categories are hard, and I didn't think about that until I was seeing their categories. If you weren't here earlier, no restoration is one that I feel like they'll probably adjust somehow, because that's such an important role for our industry. So I hope so. I would like to be a part of the Indiana State Fair contest photography. Yay! My heart will go on. Yes, a little Celine Dion shout out. I took yesterday afternoon off on a whim, and I never, ever do that. I just took it off from work, and it was a super rainy day, and my kids and I watched Forrest Gump, and I haven't seen that movie in probably 20 years. But it was good. It opened a lot of conversations, a lot of historic conversations that need to be had. I'm working on the texture here for these curtains. And a lot of these are not gonna be necessary, but we'll see. I'm gonna flip that. Some of them are very similar. They don't even... I might move that up actually. So I'm very excited to judge. I've got a new class coming out too that I'm hoping to schedule into some guilds, some affiliates throughout this year on grief and art. Yeah, yes, here's a winner. I've thought about that, about wanting a specific song to play. You know, for my clients, they get a slideshow with music, and Sally Field is so good in that. So good. Those are my mom's two favorite actors. Sally Field and Tom Hanks were my mom's favorites. Yeah, she was amazing. Has she done anything recently? I can't look now because I don't have I don't know what I did with my phone. Now I can't ask somebody to go get me coffee. It's a rough day. It's a rough day at the Elliott house. I interrupted myself I can't remember what I didn't finish. Yes, absolutely. We've got the whole wardrobe. Wind machine will give you your Beyonce moment. Yes. Grubhub delivery. I'll teach my cat to make coffee. If she could, she wouldn't. I know, I'm at a weird time. I'm early and I'm on Thursday. And that doesn't usually happen. But I took yesterday off. Forrest Gump took priority because it was such a cozy, rainy day. And I had heart surgery a few years ago. It's been 5 years ago now. But my heart was fluctuating so much lately that I felt like I just needed like an afternoon to be super duper chill with my kids. And we've been meaning to see that movie for a long time. So it worked out. And I got my curtains. Well, I think it's okay now. I don't remember a lot of the specifics. Because I had my heart surgery about 3 weeks after my mom died. So it's all kind of a blur. But I'm good now most of the time. I had my indoor soccer game on Monday night, and we have a couple of like young guns on our team that make up for the fact that most of us are significantly older than all the other players. And the game was supposed to start at 10:30 and they were running behind, but our young players could not be there, so it was left up to us, and it was honestly really, really fun. I think we did pretty well. But the bad news is that when we have those late games, I'm an early riser. I'm up at 5 every day regardless. I cannot, first of all, I can't play a 10:30 game and then just wind down and go to sleep like immediately after. So I was up until like, probably 2, a little after 2. And then at 5, my body's like, wake up, let's go. So that takes me several days to recover. But anyway, I've derailed from this conversation. I'm so excited about these changes, and I am not somebody that welcomes change or like handles it well. But this time, yes, I am here for it. Yes, the sassy attitude. I feel like my sister was kind of getting after me about playing soccer, but here's the thing. I have had 6 children. I've birthed 6 children. I'm 41 years old. If I'm not playing now, I'll never play again. So I'm going to do it now while I can, even a little bit. And my play style was, oh wow, maybe I don't need coffee. What just happened? Oh no. Low bass is going to track down the... Oh, look at that sweet hand control. I'm just going to use this. I did it again. I don't know what I was just saying. I'm easily distracted, I guess. I'm just so thrilled with prizes and money and the excitement of doing it. I gotta say, that's so brave. I feel like it's so brave to do it in person. And it's intimidating for everybody. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. So I'm curious to hear. I need somebody to come into chat who had their pitchfork lit and tell me why they hate the changes. Because so far, aside from people who specialize in restoration. Oh! I just distracted myself. Hey! That was a collective hey. That's everybody saying hi to each other. Oh, my ad was over. Okay. My soccer. No choose for you. Okay, huge sweeping changes to IPC, and I'm thrilled with them. And I think it's going to be a hugely positive thing for the industry and for makers. I think it's just going to be incredible. However, I saw a tremendous amount of pushback online. So you hate all the changes. Well, you are not alone. There are many people on Facebook with their torches already lit, telling PPA they'll never survive without them. But I would like to hear from somebody who's not happy with them, because I didn't think I would be, and I am. I'm thrilled, actually, with the exception of restoration. And I think they'll get that. I mean, the categories thing is weird. So just to kind of reiterate what we've been talking about, this is not, I took notes during the meeting on Tuesday where they were announcing these, but these are not comprehensive notes by any stretch. I just wanted to see how it affected me directly. Number one. And then, I'll figure out the rest of the stuff later, because the categories seem to be what's throwing a lot of people off. Oh, Photoshop. Well, you said, Low Base, that you were in it for the money. It's all about the Benjamins for Low Base. And $10,000 to the Grand Image. First of all, how mad would you be if you were the Grand Image Award winner this year? And you get a pin. But now next year they're going to take $10,000. And I get it, because they didn't charge. It's different pricing structure, all that. But if that were me, I would be good. Now, it was Ben Shirk, so chances of him winning it again are quite high. But if it were me, I would have been like, this is it. This is the only party. And now it's over. That is not how it works. Oh, I gotta catch up. It's only photographers. Well, as the economy dips, there will be more photographers on OnlyFans. Parking authority. Yes. Well, the judging will be done live once it gets to the top 32, and it's 32 different artists. The judges don't have that many friends. They're going to have to pick people. 32 different judges in each category. That is exciting. That means 32 people have to raise their game and have to put out their best work. And only one image from each category can advance. So I think that's crazy productive. I think that's amazing. And in case you haven't heard me say it, I'm excited. So the cost will be a little bit more, but I think that's a good thing, because it's keeping us entering our very best and not wasting entries on just, oh, this one is ready, I'll throw that in there too, or case fillers, or this sounds like American Idols. Yes! And that's what's cool. You can go and be there. And they were like, people cheering and 1,000 or 2,000 people watching. And I think that would be intimidating for the judges. I do not envy that position at all, because you're never going to make anybody happy. If yesterday taught you anything, it's that you're never going to make everybody happy. Apparently, photographers we're a needy bunch. But, man... Whoa, what just happened? What did I do? Oh, okay. As you were. Yeah, this is just I think it's a really positive thing for our industry. And, there were notes that it was a money grab. Sure, cool. Make that money. PPA is a nonprofit. Make that money and provide the benefits that you provide to your members, because it's been a huge factor in my business over the years. And I'm super grateful. And I don't understand the negative attitude towards a place earning money, but be shocked and I'm a soccer fan. Yeah. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Man, there was some good soccer on this Champions League this week. Good stuff. And I'm a little bit nervous about watching the judging in person because I don't have a poker face. There's no poker face. You know exactly what I'm thinking. And if other people are riled up, just like at a soccer game, if other people are all riled up and like cheering and yelling and stuff, it's just like I'll feed on that. And it's in Louisville, Kentucky, right in my backyard. I'm like 2 hours away from there. So everybody go to imaging next year. And so this is international. So you guys enter IPC. It opens July 11th. And the initial round of judging will be in September. We have all kinds of time. And I would be happy to offer some critiques or feedback on images, whatever, because 10 grand is a lot. I would love to see a Twitch streamer, a Twitch, what are you called? What are we? I've never heard that. I would love to see somebody from Twitch take that home. That would be really exciting. Yes. You and Celine Dion. You have to play music. Oh, that's what I interrupted myself saying earlier. That when I play my slideshows and my gallery reveals at the studio and I play my licensed music, it's a totally different scenario than if I played it without music. There are some images I wish that I could play a song. I tried to work that out with a gallery before to where each piece had a song that like motion detected and it would play a song when you walked up to it, but it was too complicated. It probably wasn't, but it was kind of on a whim. Send each one. Split the money. Let's run a racket. We're going to take it. We're going to sweep it. All 32 categories. And if there is a macro bug reptile scenario, I forget what it's called, category, I fully expect one of you guys to bring that trophy home. Yes, it is. It is $49 an image for the entry. So it is a little bit steep compared to where it was. Before it was a case of 4 images for $99 and now it's $49. But I think that's good because that won't give us that second thought that we have to make sure we have to make sure that we are entering our number one top image, and only one of our images in each category can advance. So it's you, if you advance to the top 32, it's you and 31 other people. So you have to have your top work. That is thrilling. That is thrilling. And I'm really excited. I'm really excited. How many times can I say that? So many. Oh no, this is the whistling song. There we go. Can't have that. I'm gonna send an email to my kids and have them bring me a copy. Now, we'll see if Um, okay. Jack could have fit on the drawer. Let's just put that out there right now. I haven't watched that one with my kids yet, but that's on my list. I think there's just the one scene. They had to avert their attention from a few Forrest Gump scenes. Open up a nice conversation about drugs in the 70s. Okay, I like the idea of a wide panel of curtains. And we'll just kind of start. We've got I photographed all of the elements for this, I believe. So then we can work on crop too. Looks like I might have a family portrait shoot in March. Yay! Congratulations, that's exciting. It's always nice seeing that schedule fill up. It's good stuff. Yes, I'll just throw a blanket over their heads. There's probably, hopefully, a TV version that we could stream. But there were a few scenes in Forrest Gump that were not great idea. It was only rated PG-13 though. There were some awkward moments. So that is the gist of the changes. The categories are something I think they'll probably handle. They've specifically said they've got more information coming. They just wanted to get this out to people that wondered that you could start. And I'm glad they did, because the not having a case was a surprise for me. So that's less work in a certain sense, because I don't have to fill an entire case. TV model, yes. Your name is mentioned. Where? What? Who says it? Model or so-called model. Uh-oh. Him and his band. Oh, yes. Oh, he asked how much. I would have assumed that was heading to a trade for photos type scenario. Now, what is behind her? There's something. Did a model call? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a hard position. Sure, you can. I mean, is it a session that you want? Is it a session that you're okay, that you want for your portfolio, that you're okay not making much, if any, money on? When Jack and his buddy are playing at the bar to go get tickets to the Titanic. I'm gonna look for you. I know him. It's when people come to me. Yes, I agree. I totally agree. And I do free sessions occasionally, but I don't advertise them. I do it when I reach out to somebody whose story speaks to me. This is the bed, I think. Ring, floor, there. That's what it is. Okay. Okay. So I keep getting distracted. But we'll get there. Here we go. It was a photo shoot of him. That's all I really cared about. There you go. I mean, and people just, you're never gonna make everybody happy. You're never gonna make anybody. You're gonna make some people happy, but you'll never make everybody happy. Model call in search of models for different locations in Salem, Oregon. Okay. I'm planning to do more studio. Okay. No, I think that's cool. And like, if you will accept some people and you will, right. And that, like, you will always get the people that think, thanks, babe. That's the beauty of having a lot of people in the same house. You'll always get people wanting to take advantage and trying to make you feel like they're doing you a favor. But if it's not mutually beneficial, then there's no reason. Just like nobody's going to contact you if it doesn't help them in some way too. You know, if they don't want pictures, they're not going to contact you. So if you don't want to give them pictures, then Forrest Gump or Titanic. Yes. Yes, there's our theme. There's our composite. You have till July. There you go. Okay, I've got to hide that little, like, chunk of bed or whatever. Okay, here we go. I even said to him, I don't need a portfolio at the start of the conversation. I told him the point of these photo shoots is to have a list, 10 to 15 locations ago. Okay, got it. Yeah, I think they probably, I mean, honestly, half the time, I don't know what goes through people's heads. But if it works for you, cool. If it doesn't, on to the next one. And I think that's hard too at the beginning, which you're not. You're in a unique scenario because you're not at the beginning. You're reestablishing. And that's a different psychology. It's a different process. I'm just going to go ahead because I'm not going to need that. And I'm going to use this too. But IPC has been huge for my growth and development as an artist, as a photographer, as a business. And I'm just really excited for what's going to come. Whoops. There, that'll do. And we have more time. We have till July. Coffee ground. And if I slurp and you go away from the computer and never talk to me again, I understand. Because once I hear somebody like smack their lips on a podcast, it's done. I can't listen to podcasts actually for that reason. How I see it is with the client is that's what they, oh yeah, for sure. I'm going to look at my notes here. I'm going to make sure that I went over everything. And if you are a PPA member, if you're a PPA member or if you were considering it very readily until these sweeping changes happen. Okay. 16 categories, 1 in each one can advance. I like that you can enter more than one. I did see a question like, how's that work maintaining the anonymity of the maker and then seeing who's advancing, that I assume they would have a reserve pool to pull from, that like 33 through 40 will also stay in there just in case there are duplicates. I don't know. Yay! Me and the contract. Mostly me though, right? Not so much the contracts. Yes, join. It's so valuable. $10,000 for the one. And I have Gia winner here. The overall winner is $10,000. Each category winner, $1,000. Trophies for all the winners. Not for everybody. This is not a participation trophy. $49 an entry. I'm covered in cat hair, and I'm sorry, but also you're just probably gonna have to get used to that. It's now 4 elements instead of 12. Yes, I love that. I love that they're using my work on PPA's website. I'm gonna be really sad when that's over, and the clock's probably ticking on that because my Gia finalist entries were last year. And I wasn't a finalist this year. Boo. But now we will actually get to boo in person. Yes. Love a little feedback. So one of the things they said was that the competition had been secondary. It felt secondary to the main event, which was the degree ceremony. I don't know that I ever felt like that. But when I was a finalist, I wanted there to be more people that, you know what I mean? Like, you want it to be exciting, and there were a fair amount of people there, but I don't know that all the people there care. And I knew I was going to lose. It's just an honor to be nominated, which it truly is, but also it's an honor to win. And I wanted that honor. The one that I thought would beat me didn't beat me. It was actually an incredibly simple portrait that won last year. This year's portrait, look up the Grand Imaging Award, International Photographic Competition, Grand Imaging Award winner, the one overall winner out of, 8,000 entries, 6,000 entries, something like that, is Ben Shirk, and incredible piece. It's beautiful. But it was very intricate in comparison to last year's winner, which was very simple, beautifully orchestrated, and beautifully simple portrait. So that, I feel like, is always a complaint in photographic competitions, that it's comparing apples and oranges. Well, that's what art is. I mean, comparing portraits to portraits isn't always easy either. Yes, go for the trophies, stay for the party, and it's in Louisville. I've been to imaging several years. I taught there this year. It was in Nashville. I've gotten 3 degrees and certification from PPA in addition to my bachelor degrees. And I mean, it's just incredibly valuable. It was in DC last year. It was in Nashville this year. Where was it the year before? Okay, so the year before might have been when it was online. That seems like a long time ago. And then 2020 was back in Nashville, which is where I got my my undergrad degrees are in, I have one in marketing and one in fine arts. And those are valuable to me too. And then my post-college degrees from PPA are Master of Photography, Master Artist, and Craftsman. And then I'm Certified Professional Photographer. Yeah, I had an art degree. That's where I met my husband. We were both art majors. I majored in studio art, fine arts, with a studio emphasis painting. He was a modern artist, and he majored in graphic design. And then he went back and got a technology degree, and I went back and got a marketing degree. Oh, your baby niece? Yes. That's how I ended up with 6 kids so that I would always have subjects. And honestly, it has worked out in my favor. Ah, yes. Cool. You know, it's funny. So my degrees, a lot of people would consider unnecessary. An art degree, marketing might be a little more, but truly I garnered incredibly valuable information, not only on the artistic processes. I minored in art history, but on the business aspect of it. And I intentionally took business courses too. That wasn't part of the art program, but just technique and valuing yourself and, you know, all the stuff that you learn. It was valuable for me. I have heard the other side, the other argument against going to art school, but for me, it was very beneficial. And I went on scholarship too. I'll say that. I didn't have to pay. So that makes a big difference. Okay. I'm sure you're all very impressed with this composite right now, as pretty as it is, but I am just so thrilled for these. And I like that the imaging is in Louisville next year because it is a much lower cost. Now, I don't know about flights. Washington, D.C. was, hey, that is a lot to be proud of. I love it. There are so many options now. I graduated high school in 2000. Online school didn't really exist. I wonder if it did. It doesn't feel like it did. We were like, it would have taken 800 years to like load your Hotmail account and check your assignments. But, you know, as far as my kids go, it's different now. Before, like, my generation was, you just went to school and then you'd figure out later what you were going to school for. That was just expected of you. But there are so many things, so many alternative ways to get the education you need for whatever degree or for whatever career you want to do. And, like, I'm definitely not going to push them into a traditional college setting if there's a way they can get that information and that box ticked cheaper. And my oldest wants to be an animator, and there are tons of options. He's actually going to graduate high school with an associate's degree because of the options available to him that he can do from home. Let's see. I'm just going to go ahead and get some of these details ironed out while I'm here. Very cool. You know, even though I have a fine arts degree, I had one photography class. I had no idea I actually started my studio as an oil portrait. And I didn't have a physical location or anything like that. I just had a website, which was probably grotesque, like your basic, my baby's first website. But a lot of different ways to get where you're going. A group of mentors that you can go back to, absolutely, yes. All of my professors are dying right now because it's been so long since I've been out of school. It's funny to look back and think like what you thought was old then, and no, that's not it. To the kids' army. Okay, let's see here. Let's get these puppies. I'm just gonna hide this for right now because it's distracting. How about the huge hand? I'll hide that. I do think that I might open up some of these other flowers, because I decided I wanted to, here we go. I wanted to bunch up a bunch of the flowers. Besides having your group of mentors. I just went real Southern Indiana on you guys. My mentors. You can, and you should. And I'm a firm believer, no matter what your career is, no matter what your industry is, you have to continue learning and improving. And that's one of the things that being an entrepreneur really does for you. And you know, it's a double-edged sword, because sometimes it's frustrating. But being responsible for yourself is amazing. And you know, I am very grateful for the blessings that I've had that allowed me to have this career that I can be home with my children. And now my husband works from home too. And, you know, there have been a lot of times that I have just sat back with a lot of gratitude for the freedom that it allows. 3374. Help me remember that. So, but I feel like that desire to continue getting better at whatever it is you're doing. No, and that's the thing. It shouldn't feel forced. If you're passionate about something, it's just you're doing what you love to do and figuring out how to do it better. And that's definitely not limited to photography. My husband is obscenely gifted in his technology department in his arena that he's in. And he strives for that growth on his own. I just think as entrepreneurs, we are forced into it a little bit, but in the best way, because our successes are ours and our failures are ours alone. And, you know, that's good and bad, but I think it's good. It matches my personality very well. Okay, so what I want to do with this one is get all that background noise out of there, because I want to see if I can put these together without, I want to have a bunch of flowers, but I want it to obscure the face that's going to be behind it. Well, I got some catching up to do. Notice I'm very grateful for everything. Yeah. And I think that's true for everybody. You get reminders. And you decide whether or not you accept them as reminders, or, you know, or if you go on. And there are people that don't, you know, appreciate their journey or want a journey. They just, you know, takes all kinds. But I have no doubt that I am exactly where I need to be. And I never would have, when I was in school for art, when I was in school for marketing, I had no idea that I would own a studio or be a photographer or anything like that. And certainly when I started being involved in like watching the award shows and stuff, I had no idea that I would ever take that stage, ever. And just a few years later, it wasn't more than a few. It was like a few plus a few. But I got there, and I hope I get there again. My mom told me if I didn't behave, she'll send me to the kids' army. Aw, Olaf, we're so glad you're here. I love it. I'm very grateful to be editing with company of friends and getting to talk about, you know, each of our businesses and the different places that we are and how to improve and grow and get better. And I always knew I was lucky with my mother and father, but I remember listening to someone's story about, oh yeah. And even in the same household, my sisters and I have very different memories, not really different memories, but different overall viewpoints. And we were in the same house. So you just never know. But I went to a kind of a rough school as a kid. Despite my childhood was incredibly blessed. But for however they determine that stuff, I went to school with a lot of kids that were in poverty situations, and I learned very early on how lucky I was. And how I became grateful very early to have the family that I had and opportunities. We're going deep today. Now, I'm going to take these flowers and do a duplicate and save one so that if I inadvertently delete them all, yes, making moves, making money. I like it. Okay, this one didn't do well. That's weird. So I'm using the select subject. Oh, that did so much better. Thank you, Low Bass, if you're still there. He showed me this. Making moves to the kitchen. I love the smell of bacon. I've been a long time vegan, but I still love the smell of bacon. Makes me think of when I was home, like school break as a little kid, and my mom would make bacon and eggs in the morning. I came to find out later she made bacon and eggs every morning, but it was usually when we were already at school. That's so wrong. Mom, come on. I am writing a book right now, and it's hard to write. It's a book on grief, and I talk about grief a lot. We had a daughter that passed. She's the reason actually that I started the studio. But you think if you talk about something a ton that it won't affect you so much to write what you talk about, right? That's logical, isn't it? Wrong. That's wrong. Okay, so I'm just gonna get in here and refine some of these edges. Maybe I should have just shot that on a green screen. I started to say double stuff like Oreos. Bacon Oreos. The good stuff, double thick cut bacon. Tomorrow is my husband's birthday. So we're going to go out to eat tonight. Oh, man. Let me see. Now I need one of my kids to bring me. I sent an email to help. I've got to remember my kids' email addresses. They don't use email. That's something old people do, I'm told. So let's see if he checks it. Oh, thank you. Oh, you had your birthday too. All these winter birthdays. Mine was the beginning of December. And I like having, I know a lot of people don't like the December birthdays, but I like having a December birthday. I will take attention any time of the year. And I am digitizing our VHS videos for my dad. So that's been fun, but it's also kind of, you know, sad or nostalgic or whatever that feeling is, you know, where you're thinking about when you were a kid and like, life was so easy. Honestly, it's pretty solid now. I've got nothing at all to complain about. Great kids, great husband. I love my job. The economy right now is maybe a little sketchy. Food prices when you've got a lot of teenagers. Yikes. That's my thing to complain about. I'll complain about that. New Year's Eve. Oh, yes. Yes, I'm glad I had kids to be my personals. You know what? I've waited on them long enough, okay? They can do their part now. Except they won't check their old person email, and then they'll never see it. This probably would have just been easier to shoot on a dark backdrop, but here we are. I'm in too deep now. So I got my dead flowers. They're nice and wilted. My brother-in-law's birthday is New Year's Eve. I don't know. I've never actually asked him if he likes it or not. Thank you for giving me a topic of conversation the next time I see them. But my grandpa's birthday was, so my birthday's December 3rd, and his birthday's June 3rd. So his birthday was my half birthday. So he always let me he would get me presents on his birthday and let me blow out the candles on the cake. So I was spoiled. I'm still spoiled. Okay, so this is gonna be darkened significantly. I just want to take some of those big chunks out. Birthday is in August. 1 year. Oh, that's cool. Good birthday memories. I love that. You know, with my kids, everybody has a birthday buddy. So we've got 2 kids born in April, 2 kids born in July. We've got 1 born in December with me. And then our youngest was due in February, like my husband. But she ended up coming early. She came in January 27th. So after that, I was like, well, now we have to have 2 more. Because we have to have January and a February. And he was like, no, we'll just change it. No, we're not going to have any more children. He wanted 2, so 6 was our compromise. So we're all spread out. We don't have any in the fall, though, which, given that I'm a photographer, that's probably for the best. A photographer and a soccer coach. Nobody has time to have a fall birthday. It would be forgotten. So, and as you can see behind me, I've got the start of, so I'm going to be painting, doing pen and ink and watercolor. And I've never done watercolor for exhibition. This is experimental at best. We'll see. And at worst, a train wreck. So these changes in IPC are interesting because one of the big changes is that, I just now realized they haven't said anything about district. So I wonder if districts, maybe they don't exist anymore. I'm gonna have to ask about that. I don't feel strongly either way. If they're gonna have it, I want to enter. But it does change the landscape, the competition landscape for this time of year, because it was a flurry of entering some of these smaller comps to get feedback on images and improve them and try to make them perfect before district. I did make my own servers, and if they were taller, they'd be a basketball team, but they really don't. Maybe the baby. She doesn't have to do anything though. She's got enough. She's the one who gets people serving her. My parents had 12 grandkids in 12 years. So there was rapid growth on family holidays. I'm gonna have to look about okay, let's see. I've got to send an email real quick. Just don't mind me. Okay. It's big family growth, yes. Yes, and my mom went all the way out. I'm sorry, I've got client emails and I don't want them to be waiting on me. Okay. So I would love to have some of my Twitch family entering this year and see some major wins. How exciting would that be? Now, there's the ring. Okay, so I'm going to hide that. That's very... Oh my gosh, my mom, my mom has passed on now, but she lived to be a nana. She would have murdered people for those grandchildren and made excuses. She would have, like, the woman was born to be a nana. She was a very different woman as a mother. You did not sass her, no. Sweet as can be, but like, you did not cross my mother. If you were her daughter anyway, it was me and two sisters. I'm the baby, in case that's not real obvious. Oh, for heaven's sake. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I will be right back. Yes, my mom was such a sweetheart. I will be right back. I just got to go grab my phone. I'm getting too many messages that I've got to respond to. I'll be right back. Hang tight. Hey, I'm back just in time for a raid. Yay! Thank you so much. How was the stream? That worked out perfectly. I got a fraud protection thing, and I had to see if it was real or if it was scammy. And it was scammy. How is everybody? Good. Good to have you. We are here with our lit torches on the internet. The airing of the grievances. So feel free to come complain or not complain. I'm actually thrilled with the changes happening in competition, but nobody else is. So, so groupthink says not to be happy about it. But I actually really am. And now I am doing unnecessary editing to what is going to be kind of a depressing piece, but I am, yes, big changes. IPC there's $10,000 to the Grand Imaging Award winner. So get on the hype train. I'm thrilled. 1,000 to each category award winner, and the top 32 in each category are 32 different artists. You can only advance one image. I think it's going to be incredible. I do shoot a lot of babies. And hi, everybody. Yay! Thank you so much for coming in. What were you streaming today? Diochu. I do shoot a lot of babies. Yes. Oh my gosh. Listen, you heard it here first. Do not drug the baby unless you count swaddling as drugging the baby, because that works. So use white noise. Get a white noise app, I have white noise light. Keep it really warm. Are you what kind of, yes, all the noise colors. Like, that's a thing. I had no idea. There's like purple noise. And like, can you tell a difference? Like thunderstorm. I like the thunderstorm, but it's not that soothing to a baby. Babies are not on board with it. Brown is like ocean. Purple noise, pink noise. It's all the noise colors are there. And babies probably respond real similar. But I can't tell you how many newborn families will be like, the dads will be like, what app is that? Like, download it immediately because their babies are sleeping. Swaddle that baby tight. So what are you going to try? Are you going to try the classic naked baby poses, or are you going to lifestyle? What's the aim here? Hey, thank you so much, new follower. Photo by Mox. Welcome, Mox. I was blown away when I downloaded that app, and it was like 40 different colors of noises. Oh, I'm trying to erase something that's not even on this layer. Spotify just made me a Bing Crosby playlist. I bet I'm real issue for marketing researchers. Because by all purposes, I might be 90 years old. I like the ocean sounds. This actually did a real decent job. So this is clearly the gross part of a composite where it just looks like I'm not very good at what I do for a living. But hang in there. Bear with me. It will be worth it in the end. This is going to be an incredibly emotional piece, and I hope that it's powerful. This is going for exhibition and competition, and now we know that competition will not open up until July. So we've got more time. I don't really have any idea. Never shot a newborn before. Not even try. Swaddle. Okay, maybe don't try to swaddle if you, like if there were a certification in swaddling, or if you could win an award for swaddling, I would crush it. It's like I was born for swaddling. And that's just, you take a swaddle blanket, like a small baby blanket. Should I do a live stream on swaddling? Fold down one corner and put the baby's head there. And then you take your camera right hand and tuck it real snug. Put the baby's hands like a little vampire. And tuck it under the shoulder. And then frogger the legs up and bring the other corner down over the shoulder and tuck under. And the babies will show you how they were comfortable in the womb. And every baby is a little different. But let me tell you, they will sense it if you are uncomfortable. So just relax and be real patient. Yeah, keep the room very warm and have some white noise, or choose your color of noise. Jungle sounds were not helpful. Thunderstorms were not helpful. For the baby, I thought they were great. Oh no! Okay, tell me when the is the ad over? I'll recap. But a swaddle is a nice, easy way to get baby in a deep, comfortable sleep. And then you can, oh man, I'm gonna have to do this by hand. My hands shake a lot. This is the only Halloween decoration you'll see at my house. And it was a gift. Okay, yes. Duct tape. So just tuck the baby in. First wrap is the arms, nice and cozy. And try to make sure they unball their fists. So you can put their hands like that. You can put their hands over like a bunny. But have their hands in a comfortable position, because if they're fisted up, then that gives them more power to punch it out. But really, I mean, like, mainly just like relax and enjoy. I love babies, and I loved babies before I had a bunch of my own too. Like, that's probably peak human, honestly, is a newborn. It's all downhill after that. Yeah, a space heater. So a lot of the parents, I try to educate the parents beforehand, because the parents will think that you want them right there. If the baby is breastfeeding and can smell the mom, then that will keep the baby awake. So I like to encourage the families to like relax over in the comfy chair and you know, just let me hang out. I have a lot of newborn families take naps while I'm photographing their baby. But once the baby's in a nice deep sleep, move relatively quickly. And little things that people tend to miss are like flattening of the hands, like when they're laying on them. A fist versus a flat always looks a little bit better. We actually, my husband made me my newborn poser, and it's just like PVC pipe, but I've used it for like 14, 15 years. And it's worked beautifully, and it's nice because you can break it down. But if you don't want to shoot newborns, then that's not anything that you need to invest in or waste time on. And if you're more comfortable, I would just do a lifestyle type of thing. You know, you can get some really cool shots of the family's holding the baby. Are the families going to be in it too, or is it just newborn? We're going to live vicariously. A bottle of beer. The dads? Does it put the dads to sleep? You'd get a gold star Yelp review for that too. And if I smack my coffee into the microphone, feel free to light your torches. I'm so paranoid. In fact, I just heard myself take a drink. It's such a gross sound. Ugh. I don't know. Oh, that's so exciting. I love babies. Used to do macros. You can do macros on a baby. They are beautiful little creatures. And, you know, a little macro of the lips, the toes, the fingers, eyelashes. Babies smell like crap. No, babies are delicious. Sometimes they smell. Honestly, baby poop smells like popcorn. So. And I was hugely pregnant with my 6th baby, and I had a newborn session, and then I had to run to Target before I went home. And I didn't notice that I had the underside of my belly was like covered in baby poop. And so nobody told me at Target. So I'm just cruising around. And then I got home. My husband's like, yeah, you got baby poop all over you. Super casual. So it happens. It's part of it. Okay, we're just going to sit here and look at this part for right now. And I will say too, as far as if you're going to sell product, to take those macros and do a like a wall mock-up of like some macros on some huge prints. And those are so beautiful. We stopped at 2. Yes, yeah. 6 babies. They're not babies anymore though. The littlest one she just turned 7. I don't know why this is not working, but that's not cool. Let's see. Okay. I've got to work on those. So this is the open eye image. I think I'm going to use closed. I'm going to make sure that is saved because my computer acts weird. Then, okay, we're just going to focus on this part of the image because oh my gosh, I've got a lot of. So what's everybody up to? What are your sessions coming up? What are we working on? Youngest is turning 19. Oh my gosh. My oldest is gonna be 18 this summer. So we are deep in the throes of teenage parenting, trying to keep them full. Okay, I'm just gonna reopen that because it was like being stubborn. Okay. Where did the other flowers go? Oh yeah, that is definitely different enough that we can make those both work for sure. So this one lost a big chunk. Oh wait, that's the one that we were supposed to. Flowers for real as opposed to flowers. Totally different. I'm gonna bring those to the front. They're a little different angles, so I'll probably have to get rid of. And then I also have some cards that once this is all composited, I'm gonna do some digital painting, and it's gonna be incredibly dark image overall. So I'm just gonna grab a couple of the cards because I don't need. Let's see. Okay. Let's pop this in there. Right now I'm just trying to set up the composition. Where do I want it? There we go. Okay. Okay. And then this will go back here. So I'm just building this kind of virtual shrubbery to obscure the face in this image. Refreshing the UPS site. Lobase is going to hunt down his camera. Okay, I'm gonna leave the edges there because I want to make the shadows attached to, whoops, what just happened? And like I said, this is gonna be a really, really dark image, literally and figuratively. Oh, I'm on the wrong, that's why. Oh man, whatever. I'll get there. And I have a funeral to go to this afternoon too, so I have to watch my time. But dark as in lack of light or dark as in bloody and both. It will be dark in the figurative way and then in the literal way. So let's just get in here and take some of this. Knowing now that we have till July, I want to make sure that I'm not doing anything that I can't come back from really easily. So I want to take time and just be meticulous on these flowers. I don't know if I want this in portrait or in a composite category within the competition. Because it's kind of, so the thought process here, the title is Audacity of the Sun. It is going to be the meaning behind it is when you are grieving, when you are deeply sad, you feel like the world should know, you feel like it should be dark and raining, and that, there should be some mourning going along with you. And that's not how that works. So, you're offended by the sun to a certain extent. And I looked for a model for this piece. I always start on my personal Facebook page and try to find people that it really means something to, that the story speaks to, not just somebody that fits the way I want it to look. And this woman's daughter passed in December. And it's a very, very new loss. So it's important to me to do the story justice, do the image justice, because of the subject matter and because it's so fresh. So I'm just going to take big chunks here. I need, the only element that I haven't photographed is like an end table type thing, and the chair. And I just need probably to have like a normal wooden chair in my house somewhere, because I am forever looking for, my sister doesn't live too far away, and she has normal wooden chairs, so I end up having to come photograph hers relatively often. Be surprised how often it comes up that you just need like a regular wooden kitchen chair, but it does. So this will be an image for competition, and it's also for an exhibition. I have a mixed media exhibition, which is part of this. Oh, there's a big glare on it, but you get the idea. That adds to the mystery. So I'll be doing different kinds of, what I'm going to try to do is continue my photography editing, competition, and client work on here like I have been, which is normally Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then usually once throughout the weekend. I think I'll do this. And then in the mornings on Tuesday and Thursday, and maybe other days depending on how it's going, I will do some painting, some watercolor, some pen and ink, those type of projects. Just for a different... Okay, let's see. Then this has to be the left card. Okay. Ooh, I just sniffled real loud too. Sorry. And I just want the hard edge gone. And I don't know that that shadow is going to be dark enough, but I'm going to try. And then so what I need to do is, I've got my person photographed. And what we did was a makeshift hospital type bed in our dining room, because it was the only place that had the light that I wanted to use. So I could have shot it in this studio, in my studio downtown, but I didn't want to get dressed today. So here we are. And that is how that's going to go down. Okay. I see an issue with these curtains already. Actually, you know what? I got distracted and I quit working on the curtains because I started working on the flowers. What is this? Okay, these are the double flowers. I'm so glad to have everybody from the raid. Thank you so much. Okay, so I need to go back to the curtains. So that I can get those on kind of the same plane and simplify them into maybe one or two. Okay, so I'm gonna warp this because I had some weird distortion happening. There we go. And then this is definitely, I'm going to play with the light too because it's not quite, yeah, they all had sun going through them. We don't need that. It's like the whole point of this. Okay, but I'm going to try to have no duplicates. What is happening? Oh. Okay, and I need to, I think what I'm going to do actually, because this is kind of bothering me, I'm going to duplicate the mama and hide one because I want to get in here and erase back. I want to hold on to the flyaways and stuff and add, like, maintain a little bit of the element of chaos. And just so that, you know, what we've got going on with her is what we're going to end up with. Ooh, camera talk. You got a Nikon. No, did you get a Nikon? I was gonna say I'm happy to be around Nikon people, but I actually don't think you did. I think you got, did you get a Canon? I don't remember. Okay, so since the color behind her is that deep gray and it's gonna be real similar to the color behind her on here, I don't have to be real precise, but I can run over it later with a lower opacity. And by later, I mean like in a few minutes. Because I want to keep that I want to keep that chaos, that little bit of chaos. I do want it higher than that though. So I hope you guys consider jumping in on this competition because it's really so valuable. And I don't know when the closing date is, but throw some into the Indiana State Fair competition. And as long as I haven't seen them, I will judge them. If I know the maker, then I have to DQ. So we don't want that to happen. And I see a little trimming that I need to do here. My powers. Yes, PPA does. Absolutely. Has everything. I want to keep that eyelash intact. So I'm channeling my powers right now to overcome my shaky coffee hands. Maintain the curve of the face. And all the little hairs, baby hairs. I'm hoping to get a gallery show in Columbus because there's a donut place that I really want to get back to. And it's been a minute. Okay, so let's see. Oh wait, I was gonna do the curtains like are kind of boring, so I'm ignoring them. I was starting over here. These will pay off though when it's done. And I'm gonna liquefy this one little corner and just give it a boop. Just a little boop. So that we line up better. Perfect. And then before I flatten these, I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to duplicate the layer and that way they will match up perfectly. And then I'm going to take the brightness down. And then I'm going to duplicate the layer again to take it way down. And then erase back like 50%. And then I'm going to flatten those, not flatten, merge and save. And then let's take a look at this bottom. It's looking a little bit unkempt. Oops, that's really big. I have a tendency to rush competition images because I'm usually behind, so I'm trying really, really hard to take a beat and make this perfect any way that I can. I am going to go back to warp just to make sure I can make this. There we go. That's what I need. Just a nice match there. And then I'm going to take my burn tool and run it right along there. And then along there too. So now these can go together. And I'll have to watch these highlights here because I might just go ahead and address that right now. I had the light on when I photographed this, but the light's not going to be on in the image. There will be little bits of ambient light, but not much. Okay. And then I think I'm just gonna grab a brush tool here rather than so it can be I want to leave a little highlight. The highlights will be coming from the interior of the window panes. And these will be too far away from the window to be bouncing any light at all. Okay, and then it looks like maybe we need a little bit more. See, this is all stuff that that I would maybe cut corners on if I were shorter on time. We got all kinds of time now, and I don't know what this means for entering a lot of competitions the way I have the past couple of years when I've gotten to experience some success, because I like to put it in a whole bunch of PPA affiliated competitions, but there is a steeper price point per image with the comp now. So, and I always consider comp entering as marketing, because if you market right, people want to be excited with you. So you can market your degrees and your competition wins to your clients. I'm gonna spill this coffee. Well, actually it's empty, pretty much. But you have to, they're not gonna know that on their own. You have to tell them. Okay, let's see. We'll just go right along the edges now. There's a little more that needs to be. There we go. So I didn't look real closely at the categories, but like close to 16, or close to 16, close to half of the 16, I believe, are portrait categories, but there's like high school, senior, and then there's portraits with composite aspect. So I think as the categories will be something that everybody's trying to figure out. But I also think the more specific the categories are, then that's cool, because you are competing against similar images. Okay. All right, so the last thing I want to do is take out what appears to be like these window shadows, and I don't want to do that at 100. I'm going to do that like 50. And I don't want to maintain it. I just want to get rid of those lines. The horizontal lines don't bother me at all. Or the horizontal, that's actually what I'm getting rid of. The vertical lines don't bother me at all. They were folded up because I just got them for this purpose. But I also wanted them for my office. And then I can darken this room if I need to when I'm editing. Actually, I want to maintain that texture. Okay. So one curtain. Now over here. I want to get the overall aesthetic done. Okay, so I like this one, but it might end up not being wide enough. So our options here, I'm going to duplicate that again, delete that one, and hide that one, and save it. And then see if, nope, not like that. We just widen it like that. There we go. And then clean this up down here. Okay. So if you're thinking about competition, if you want to, you're unsure, whatever, you have questions about it, I'm always happy to answer them, to remind you of deadlines, whatever it takes. It used to be that you got a free entry for it was maybe your first or second year within PPA. I don't think they do that anymore, and I definitely don't think that it would be plausible under the new format, although maybe they could do like you get one free entry. And that will be really fun to, this is going to be fun to dodge and burn. Okay, now let's go to the, let's see, right hand curtains. Save that. All right, now let's go to the left. So we've got 3, and I'm just going to move. And then I need one of them to be like where it meets in the middle. Maybe that's what that was supposed to be. $54. Okay, I bet that's what that was. So it was 70 degrees today. I'm trying to remember. 54. Help me remember it. There it is. So it was 70 degrees today. It was absolutely beautiful out. And it's going to be 26 before midnight tonight. So I'm a little agitated that we don't have another big storm. I would take a storm. I'd be pumped for a storm because I'm looking for one for this other composite. For this one. But I would like some more snow. And then I'm gonna burn this. Stop stream. What? Yay! Everybody give a round of applause to UPS for their successful delivery of Low Base's baby. I'm going to chime like at the hospital. They chime the little bell when a new baby is born. Congratulations. Crack that puppy open. Okay, so that one's good. Oh no! I didn't realize you were at work still. So tell me it's not sitting on the porch. Tell me somebody's home letting your baby in. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna move these flowers because I'll just put the flowers on the floor for a little bit. Okay, before we do anything, let's see if these match. Okay. Cool. Sitting on the porch. Low base, you go home right now. This is an emergency. This is take FMLA. Get that camera off of the porch. We have a porch pirate that was in our neighborhood around Christmas time, and he actually dressed like a pirate. So, now you know that. Now you have that information. Ooh, now I want somebody to do it for the story. See, what they're going to say is, and by the way, at the competition last week, I heard the same thing that I always hear about my daughter's eyes where they looked overworked. Those are just her eyes. That's how her eyes look. She has vibrant, crystal clear blue eyes. And every time they're like, it's too much. Here we go. Okay. Okay, and I'll warp this here in a minute, but I want to get rid of all these big chunks. Morph into Liam Neeson. Yes. Accent and all. I'm here for it. What movie was that? I just know the memes. And I can hear his voice when I see them. Taken. Yes. Thank you. I don't think I've ever actually seen it. It's kind of the stuff of nightmares. Are there more than one? Anyone have a good tip for easily seeing dust and stuff on a pure black background? Yes, that's what I was going to say. You can look at exposure or clarity. You can look at levels. This is how I check for blown and so you can see where I missed some stuff. Blown and clipped areas. Super easy. Now I've been outed for my mist. If there was an award for most sensor dust on any given piece of equipment, I would win that. I'd win that trophy. It's as good as mine. Okay, now let's warp and make this match up perfectly. That's all going to be obscured anyway, but yay! Twitch tricks. Say that 3 times fast. Twitch tricks. Actually, maybe it's not that hard. It seemed like it would be, though. It seemed like it was a bigger deal than it turned out to be. I'm just going to cheat the system here because none of this is probably going to be in it. Maybe it will be. Okay, just a little swipe. Sometimes that little string of pixels makes a real big difference. So I was at an angle here. So that's why so much warping is taking place. Okay. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. I'm just going to quit talking because every time I talk, I mess up my line. That's why I couldn't be a surgeon, because I make perfect line and then at the end there's a little slip and I have to start over. And I recognize that in surgery, that's probably an issue. I know my strengths. I know my weaknesses. Surgery is probably not considered a strength. I've got to say that I am wildly obsessed with shorts on YouTube, and I'm probably real late to the party there, but it is so much faster and easier and more like it's more fun. What are we matching up with? There we go. All right, save that. These are grouping. Okay. So I want to change the light on here to, ooh, I did not clean up the top of these curtains. How embarrassing. I don't know why I'm using. Yes, I think we had this conversation. I'm not sure how that keeps coming up, but C-sections on that absolutely counts as surgery. In the event of an apocalypse, you will be golden. Although, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Walking Dead, quit listening for a minute, but I think she probably died when they were trying to figure out how to give her a C-section. Did she? No, she didn't die. Did she die after that? I haven't seen that in a long time. That's not usually my genre, but that was good. The first 4 seasons, I think, were good. And then it went downhill. Just like Breaking Bad, it had an end point. It had a solid end point, and then they kept going and ruined it. So in my head, that's when it ended after. I'm not going to say it so I don't ruin it if somebody wants to watch it, because that series is so worth watching. Have you watched all of The Walking Dead? We gave up on it after maybe season 7 or something. After Coral. I'm trying not to give stuff away, but I'm not good at that. Whoops, see, there it goes. No surgery for me. Probably not even sheep. The sheep would be like, I'd rather not. Okay, and now let's, I don't know how this is gonna play out. Whoops. I can't ever do that with this. Ew! Now I'm mad at you for keeping that on the air. I can't even look at the commercials. Oh. Ugh. I'm gonna do it too. Bryan Cranston was in the Power Rangers movie? What? I didn't know that. I can't believe you didn't tell me. It's interesting. I don't know. I'm not sure that I've seen him in anything else. Unless I just don't notice. That's a real possibility. Okay, this is definitely not the sexy part of a composite, because you do a whole lot of work and at the end of it, it doesn't really look any different or any better. But this is all part of the process. Trust the process. The day is coming. Okay, let's... Oh, I didn't darken. I should have darkened before I flattened those. We're in too deep now, so we can handle that in a different way. All right, we're getting there. Believe it or not, we are getting, whoops. We are slowly but surely getting there. The movie only came out 6 years ago. You should have kept me up to date. Yes. What movie came out 6 years ago? The Power Ranger movie? That's crazy. None of my kids were. We had a Mega Zord thing. But that's it. None of them were that into it. Wow. That seems like Power Ranger stuff would have been a really long time ago. Okay, so I'm going to take a chunk here. And then figure this out. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and warp because I can see this is going to need to come down. Okay, so here we go. So you guys keep me company now. I'm gonna go back and take some of that back because I do want this strip of light. Just a minor change there. I'm going to hang on to that horizon just for a little bit, just as kind of a place marker. Sad that Jason Day. I wouldn't have known his name, but yeah, that I saw that on the news too. That's very sad. So was he from the movie 6 years ago, or was he from the TV show? Or both? Maybe they had... I'm shocked that Bryan Cranston was on that stuff. That might be... It's probably been long enough since we watched Breaking Bad that we could... That's the beauty of having a bad memory. I can go back and rewatch shows and then still be surprised. Yay, there's Zuzu. The TV show, but he did a cameo in the new movie. Okay. Bacon is still tasty for breakfast. Aw. Low base, are you, I had no idea you were so knowledgeable on Power Rangers. I was trying to think when they were popular. Like, did they, was that one of those that had, like, was popular a long time ago and then had a reboot? The 90s. I see all your... You hear that, Porch Pirates? We had Jehovah's Witnesses come to our door yesterday, and normally I would open the door and talk to them, but when they knocked, we didn't see them coming like up the driveway or anything. So my dog flipped out and scared the cat, and she went like, she like jumped into oblivion. And then we couldn't find her, and I will not open the door unless the cat is accounted for, because I'm not taking a chance at our cat getting loose. And we ended up having to just kind of look at him through the window and like be like, sorry. But they stood there for an uncomfortable amount of time after I said I can't answer the door. And a storm was coming, and I saw no car. They were young too. They seem like teenagers. Cat attack. Attack cat. Yes. She would absolutely be an attack cat. And also she would attack the guard dog, who is not at all a guard dog. Now our other dog, our Australian Shepherd, was very protective. She was a good little guard dog. Our Puggle, not so much. Like, he'll bark, but just in an annoying way, not in a not in a like, don't mess with this house kind of way. And all a robber would need would be a vacuum. And then the Puggle is done for. You're on a list somewhere, Bear. My mom liked to invite, there was a lady that came to her door all the time, which my parents, I grew up on it's pretty secluded in that we were surrounded by our own property. My parents built their house on my grandparents' property. So it wasn't somewhere that you just like happened to be in the neighborhood. There was no neighborhood. You had to go, we were a couple miles off of the road. So for somebody to come to our door was like really unusual. And after I was grown, my mom started getting a visit from this Jehovah's Witness lady, and mom would invite her in and offer her coffee and like sit down and have a chat with her. And mom was trying to convert the lady, and the lady was trying to convert my mom. So it was like a stalemate. But it was the most polite stalemate you've ever seen in your life. Okay, so I'm gonna copy and flip this one. Oh, wait, maybe that's not gonna line up. Trying to give them a gift. She probably did. They couldn't accept gifts. Really? Okay. I believe I have heard that, because I think they don't do birthdays or anything like that either. It's interesting. And I'm sure there are all kinds of different churches within the churches. Oops, wrong one. This one's going. Nope. Hold on. Everybody calm down. Mainly me. Okay. So, first things first. I've got to run through. I didn't get rid of the... Huh. I wonder what constitutes a gift. Like, for a special occasion, or... Our son had the son of a Jehovah's Witness parent in class. He couldn't come to birthday parties. Oh, but he could come to movie parties. Oh, that's nice of you. A little adjustment so the kid could come. I'm always so appreciative when, like, somebody makes an effort to provide food for my family or, like, one of my kids, but it makes me nervous too, because I'm afraid that, like, if they're trying, then if they like don't have what they you know, if it's something that's not vegan that we're not able to have, then I feel really bad if the kids didn't eat it. And we haven't run into that yet, but I always tell people, like, not to worry about us for that reason. Okay, let's see here. What is happening there? I might have to put her in front of that weird spot. Okay, wait. Where did my center? There they are. Let's put these up here. You know what, though? I do want to flip that, because you can see the light is kind of aiming a little towards the left, and I need it to be coming towards the right, because I'm going to have a real hard shadow, or a real hard beam of light coming right to her. There we go. Yeah, yes, exactly. Photoshop lasagna. I must be hungry, because that sounds good, and I don't even really like lasagna. So, okay, I need a chair. I thought I had everything, but I need a chair and the end table. And then I will start putting these pieces together for real. And I'm going to look and see if anybody is on right now that we can raid, because we have people. Yay! So let's check this out here. Who do we have? Nobody is online right now. Does anybody know of a Twitch streamer that needs some love? Yes, 3. I'm sorry about the ads. I don't know how to change that. If there's something I should do with that, tell me and I'll do it. Our family's vegan, so it's not a huge deal. Like, I wouldn't like flip out on if they gave my kids food that weren't vegan, and the older ones can decide for themselves. So far, everybody's still vegan, but you know, like, if people are making an effort for me, then I feel bad, and I want to be able to eat it. Okay, Brink. Oh, I'm glad you said that, actually. I love what you're working on. Sorry. Put your brand colors together. Put some examples together. Moo is a great resource to just do some visual cut and paste. And I like to do, I've got it over here. I like to do moo.com. They do business cards and postcards, and I get a lot of my branding materials from them, but their resources online enable you to try things out, try different color combos out, and kind of help you build your brand. And they are going to be where I get. So I came up with, I haven't put the details out there yet, because I want to run it a few times and make sure it's as effective as I feel like it's going to be. But I have a marketing campaign, I guess I'll call it. It's just like a little kitschy kind of idea that I'm going to try for my business this spring. And I think it's going to be a phenomenal way that nobody will ever throw your business card away again, ever. And I'm super duper duper excited because it's going to help you stand out from a crowd in a really major way. So I'm getting that. I'll design it on here. What I'm designing, you won't really be able to work. It's an interactive situation for the business card. So it's an icebreaker for you to be able to talk to people and have them walk away with something tangible that they're going to want to keep. So yes, I saw your electronic business card. I feel like you're ahead of the game there, but I feel like it'll catch on. I think right now people are like, you're stealing my identity. No. But I feel like that will be more common and people will be more accepting of it on a quick basis. But anyway, I want you to take your 3 marketing words and take your marketing colors or textures, fabrics, whatever, like we talked about, and create a branding image and print that out, even if it's just on paper. Mine's just printed on paper. I still have mine from last year and I scribbled it out and wrote the new stuff on it. I used the new, let me see actually if I have my branding picture. Let me see here. Let me see if I was smart enough to okay, I know it is in my drive folder because this was part of my class that I taught in imaging. Red, white, and black lettering, brand photography colors, red, blue, and white, but rich, bold, vibrant, contrasting. I like it. I like it. So just have something that when you are building your marketing, when you're building your marketing plan, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 marketing plans. And when I say 5 marketing plans, I mean, they're not intricate. They're a blank calendar of the month, and I'm working ahead. So I have it on. I have my weekly calendar where I have Monday prep day, I have Tuesday tangible prep day, etc., etc. That I'm filling it out as I go along. So it's not like you have to sit down and come up with 365 marketing cues at once. You're building out, and if you know you're coming up to April is absolutely full. I cannot put anything else in April. So I'm queuing everything up so that I don't have to actually physically do it. I don't have to pull any triggers in April. They're going to do it on their own because I'm going to be laser focused on shooting, editing, returning product. Yes, create a business plan. Yes, yes, yes. Good. Yes, and an Excel sheet, a list. I'm a huge list fan. It's good stuff. Here, I was going to find, oh, here we go. So this is mine, just to give you an idea. This is my marketing picture for, not that, for this year. And it's just like greenery, dusty rose velvet, black linen, a little touch of gold. The little touch of gold has been a part of my marketing for a few years. And it's just like, and when I say a touch of gold, I mean a touch, like an earring, like a stud earring, like a teeny tiny touch of gold. But it makes a big, it makes a big difference for me. I'm a visual person. I feel like we're probably all visual people being photographers. The blue seemed like it just happened in my photography. That's cool. Blue or blue. Awesome. So that's the thing. It's like our brand, when we are choosing our brand colors and our brand words, it's already established. But once you put it in black and white and you know exactly the direction you want to move in, it's so much easier. It takes the pressure off coming up with stuff because it's already there and your brand is already there. You just are able to refine it in a way that really connects to people. Let's see if we can find somebody to raid. We'll make some friends. Let's see. photography. I don't know, actually. I don't know how to I don't know how to search. How do we know? Does anybody know of a photographer that is on right now? Here's recommended. I don't see anything photography or art related. No, nothing. Okay. There is a photographs adventure game. I don't see anything. Maybe, should I just look for art? Oh, did you find somebody? Okay. 2 hours and 20 minutes. No, I can't because you will be looking at your computer, You'll be looking at your camera. Just put them, if it feels like the American flag, use a different level of blue. Use like navy, ivory, and crimson. When you say red, white, and blue, it does evoke Americana, American flag and stuff, but just describe it in a different way, because it doesn't have to be if eat pants. Okay, let's check it out. Who do we? Oh, that could go. There are some other. Okay, I'm gonna turn my music off. I'm doing it the right way. Mama's learning. Okay. And I'm gonna copy this, actually. I found his thing. Because the underscore, I'm gonna get it wrong. I know I'm gonna get it wrong. The pressure, man. Okay, here we go. Now it's quiet and it's weird. Thank you guys so much for joining me today and for listening to me ramble about the competition. I'm super duper excited about it. If you have any questions, let me know. Follow me here and on Instagram and on YouTube, and we'll hang out. In Finnish only. Ooh, we could all learn a new language. Oops, I did it wrong. Wait. Everybody just wait. Did the slash go before? No, wait, it does, doesn't it? I'm wrong. It sounds super weird with no music. It's like when you are photographing a newborn and you turn off the white noise. There it is. Let's try this. It's just gibberish. Aren't they all, though? Oh, thank you guys so much for coming along on the journey. And I will see you soon. Bye. And now we have to wait. Well, this is awkward. Oh, right now. I didn't even hit it. All right, let's go.
What the fuck is happening here? Thank you for the raid. Holy shit. Welcome in, everyone. How are you doing? How the fuck?
That's why you my mommy.